everything weddings. Hey guys, that's my little jingle to this new series. I did get married last October, as you guys saw in my last video. So I've decided to make a series talking about all things weddings, some tips that I can share with other people who are looking to get married this year or in the future, and how me and my husband went about it. Yes, this is my channel, but my husband will be featuring in some of the videos because it was his wedding too. So yeah, so in this video, firstly, so I'm going to have a couple videos and just touch on different topics, and give you guys how we went about things, how we felt, what we could have done differently. But this video is where to begin. Where do you begin wedding planning? So backstory, I actually got engaged last year, June, and we got married October, end of October. So we were only engaged for 4 months, and that was fine because we were ready to be married. It's just because I'm from England, my husband had to meet my family, and because at that time my husband was doing his masters. So after he finished his masters, he came to visit my family, got the blessings, and we're like, we've been ready to get married. We need to get married. We were already saving up a little bit for the wedding as well beforehand. Yeah, so we planned a wedding in 4 months by God's grace, and we had no wedding planner. It was just me and my husband. We're a great team, actually. We tag teamed it so well. So today I want to talk about where to begin. So what we did at first is, I think timeline is very important. We sat down, we looked at the timeline of when things need to be done, where we like, for example, when shall we have the wedding? And I think timeline and venue, those are the two important things and the first things I think you should consider. So with timeline, we considered, okay, roughly when shall we have the wedding? We wanted a full wedding. October 25th was our wedding. So that meant we had 4 months. We were also considering regarding our honeymoon, like, do you want to go straight away or after? And consider vacation days, how many days you want off. For me, I did need quite a bit of time off because my family's from England, my husband's family is from Vancouver Island, and then we're both based in Toronto. So although my husband's family is in the same country, it's still a trek because it's about 6-hour flight, and then from England to Toronto it's about 8-hour flight. So we had to consider, who we want to come to the wedding, our families, our friends. 4 months was a bit of a short notice, but I think our close family and friends kind of knew, the wedding was coming. Like, even before the engagement, they kind of knew the wedding was coming. So yeah, considering that as well when you plan the wedding. And for us, we did want to get married in 4 months because we're ready to get married. We want to live together. We're both Christians, so we wanted to honor God, and we wanted to live together. We're ready to get married, and also we wanted to travel together as well, because especially me, you guys will know about my solo trips. I'm an explorer, traveler, and I just want to travel with my husband. And I was like, we're ready to get married. I don't want to delay this because we could have got married, sometime this year, May or so. It would have given us more time. But I was like, yeah, but that's a lot of months. And I'm such a Christmas girly. And I was like, I want to be married to my then fiance, who's now my husband, by Christmas. So we can do Christmas trips, travel together and stuff like that. So for me, I was like, for me and my husband, we're like, what's the point of delaying it? We both know that God has already confirmed to us that we're for each other, and we both know, we want each other to be our husband and wife. So yeah, the timeline played a big part. I forgot where I was, guys. So honeymoon. So also considering when you want to do the honeymoon, is it going to be right after the wedding, the next day, or a day after? Take a day off and then go after. I say this because vacation time at work, right? So for me, because my grandma came, because my grandma's based in England, she came about a week before the wedding to spend time with us, like with me, and this would be her first time. This was her first time coming to Canada. So I took some time off work so that I can spend some time with my grandma first. And to be honest, I had my bridal shower and my bachelorette party the week leading to the wedding. which sounds crazy and a lot, but because I wanted my British friends to be there as well as my Canadian friends and my family, like my grandma, to be there as well. So the wedding was on the Saturday, my bridal shower was on Wednesday, and my bachelorette was on Thursday. We had Friday off. Friday was the rehearsal, and then Sunday was the wedding. Sounds a lot, but actually it wasn't so bad because we had already organized everything and planned everything beforehand, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah, so you want to consider those things as well, your bachelorette party and your bridal shower, but I can talk more about that later. We went on our honeymoon, so our wedding was on the Saturday. On the Sunday, we just relaxed. We were at a hotel after the wedding and then stayed over for the Sunday near the venue, and then the next day we came home because I knew I was going to move in with my husband. The week leading up, I started moving my stuff into his house. So once I was moving it, I kind of already packed my honeymoon stuff as well. So it wasn't too bad on the Sunday before we had to leave for the honeymoon on Monday. And I talk about the honeymoon because initially we wanted to go to Madagascar. That's like a 19-hour flight. And Madagascar, you would, I think you would need at least a good 2-3 weeks to actually see it properly, at least 2 weeks. But because I'd already taken a week off beforehand to prep for the wedding, my grandma, bridal shower, everything, and then also a couple of days before the wedding, and then the day off, and then the honeymoon, I was like, it's not going to be worth it to go all the way to Madagascar and not have enough time. And also at this point, the prices were also, for the flight prices were a lot as well because we hadn't booked it well in advance. So we decided, let's not go to Madagascar. Let's do somewhere closer so that we can have more time, to spend on holiday than traveling. So we ended up going to Aruba, and it was amazing. Aruba is such a romantic holiday. I will post another video on that actually. Aruba is only 4 hours from Toronto, and we're actually the same timeline. So even though I got back, I think after 2 days I was back at work, so I didn't need to take too much vacation time as well. So that's something to consider for your honeymoon. So I think in the beginning, you considering these things will help you plan it out, because it's also about budgeting, right? Because you want to think about how many days you want to go on honeymoon. Like for me and my husband, we did prioritize our honeymoon too, because in the beginning we were already like, okay, this wedding is about us. I know family and friends are important, but we have to make sure that we're happy through this, and it's to celebrate our marriage. And we're both aware that, wedding is one day, marriage lasts forever, and it's a covenant with God. So for us, we were like, we're not going to be too focused on people. I'm not saying it to be selfish, but it's, sometimes people will consider other people, do things for them and stuff like that. We were like, yeah, we want to make sure people are comfortable, but end of the day, it's our wedding. We want to be happy with how it turns out. We don't need to please other people, but let's make sure that we're happy. And because we know wedding is one day, we didn't want to do too much. I say that, but our wedding did turn out nice. I think the venue just made the whole difference, and I'll talk about that in the next video about the venue. But we were like, yeah, we also want to make sure we have a nice honeymoon, because that's when we actually enjoy. We'll be traveling together, exploring the places. So we considered all this when we were doing the budget and planning stuff. So I think before you start, think about these things, where you want to go on holiday, how many days you want to dedicate to your honeymoon, and then budget-wise to split between the both, right? Your wedding day and your honeymoon. But yeah, me and my husband, we were big on, we gotta enjoy our honeymoon. So let's make sure that we have a nice wedding and then we also enjoy our honeymoon. Yeah, so that's something to think about, because I think people can get overwhelmed when it's like a wedding. Okay, just focus on the wedding, but have the whole picture. When you start to plan your wedding, just think about your availability, the timeline, and the venue availability as well. And then that's then going to help you bring everything else together. Once you have that as your setting stone, then you can think about the decor, the videography, invitations, and things like that. And then you can, you know, those other things, you can easily put them together. Well, I say easily, you still have to sit down and plan it, but then now you have a plan and an idea of where to go from here. I hope that's helpful, and I hope you guys stay for the next video. I'm going to be talking about venues, what to look for, how we found ours. Yes, like and subscribe also.